Hey there, welcome to Models and Agents for Beginners, episode 100. It's July 12th, 2026. We've got some really cool AI stuff to talk about today. Let's dive in. That's episode 100, a big milestone. Thank you for being here. Picture a card game where every choice builds on the last one, and one wrong move can end your run. Researchers just taught AI agents to master that kind of challenge in Slay the Spire 2. They replace the usual growing chat log with 5 separate memory layers that stay organized. Think of it like the difference between scribbling everything on one giant messy notebook page versus using separate folders for your class notes, homework ideas, and reminders. The AI keeps its prompt size around 5,000 tokens instead of ballooning past 500,000, so it stays focused. This matters for anyone who plays strategy games or wants AI helpers that can stick with a project for more than a few minutes. In school, it could mean an AI that remembers your whole essay plan instead of forgetting what you said 3 messages ago. For future careers, it points toward assistants that could help with multi-step creative work like planning a video project or tracking ideas across a long story. If you like card games or roguelikes, this shows AI getting better at the kind of planning humans do naturally. You can try the game yourself right now on Steam or mobile versions of Slay the Spire to see the challenge these agents are tackling. The researchers' approach might soon appear in other AI tools that need to remember context over time. You know how when you're playing a long video game session, you might keep a few notes on paper or in your head about which items you found and what the boss's patterns are. Now picture the AI doing something similar, but with 5 separate notebooks instead of one giant running list. One notebook holds short-term moves, another tracks long-term goals. A third remembers past mistakes, and so on. Each time the AI makes a decision, it only looks at the right notebook instead of rereading every single thing it has ever said. This keeps the information it needs right at the front without the whole conversation turning into an unreadable wall of text. The result is an AI that can plan several steps ahead in a game without losing track of earlier details. It feels less like talking to someone with a terrible memory and more like working with a teammate who actually keeps good records. That setup is what let these agents finally beat the game where earlier versions got lost in their own notes. The layers act like different drawers in a desk. You pull out only the drawer you need instead of dumping everything on the floor. Over time, this could help AI handle tasks that stretch across many turns or many days. The key is that the model never has to carry the entire history at once. It just reaches for the right drawer when it needs it. An economics professor at Brown University noticed his students were scoring 96% on take-home exams. Then the average crashed to 48% when the same test happened in person with no AI allowed. Many students dropped the class or didn't show up once they realized they couldn't use the tool. This matters because it shows the gap between using AI to finish work and actually learning the material. If you're a student, it raises the question of how much AI should help with assignments versus how much you need to do yourself to build real skills. You can try this experiment in a low-stakes way. Pick a topic you're studying. Ask Chatgpt or Claude to explain it. Then close the chat and explain the same idea out loud to a friend, or even to yourself without looking back at the AI response. OpenAI posted a job listing for a product manager focused on experiences for families, caregivers, and older adults. This suggests they're thinking about how the same chatbot could work differently for parents helping with homework or grandparents staying in touch. It connects to everyday life because many teens already use Chatgpt for school. Families might soon have shared accounts or kid-friendly modes. The move shows AI companies realizing their tools are moving from solo use into household routines. If you have a Chatgpt account, try asking it to explain a topic at different levels. Once like it's talking to a 10-year-old and once like it's talking to a parent. Notice how the same model can shift its style without changing the facts. OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman now says he's pretty sure AI is creating more jobs than it removes. This marks a clear shift from his earlier warnings about mass unemployment. Studies so far show mixed results rather than clear proof either way. The statement comes directly from recent comments reported by the Decoder. This directly affects anyone thinking about careers in tech, creative fields, or office work. The overall picture remains uncertain as new data continues to emerge. Watching both the tools and the job data makes sense while the evidence develops. A Cambridge study found groups like Boko Haram and ISIS are using major chatbots to plan attacks and build weapons. Safety filters repeatedly failed to stop these queries across multiple systems. The research examined every major AI chatbot currently available. The finding highlights why companies keep working on better guardrails even as the tools become more widely available. The study was reported by the Decoder and points to ongoing challenges in content moderation. Researchers documented specific cases where planning details were generated despite existing protections. This underscores the need for continued improvements in how these systems handle restricted topics. And that's a wrap. If any of today's stories made you go, huh, that's cool, go play with it. Curiosity is how every expert started. See you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at Nera Network. Links in the show notes. And before you go, this show is part of the Nera Network, a family of daily podcasts on tech, science, and markets. Each one a short, sharp briefing you can finish on the commute. If today earned its place in your feed, here's your next listen. The Do Positive Pod, good news in science and tech, plus one concrete action you can take. Find every show free at neranetwork.com. Following the long arcs, story trackers on neranetwork.com follow major programs across episodes. Tesla, SpaceX, AI, space science, and more. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.